Hi guys, this is John from Pixelcase, and welcome to this free video tutorial about augmented reality. In this one, we're going to use tangible product boxes, really. You know, when you have a digital product, there's nothing really tangible to give. So this is sort of like an augmented reality version of a tangible product. It allows you to get in close to your product, start recording it just like we are here as a bit of an example. And it's a new way of sort of approaching the product box, I suppose. And usually you just get these rendered out, but this is a fun way of doing it. So we're going to show you exactly how to do it. It's using Safari, so no apps required other than the Safari browser in Apple. So just as a reminder, it is Apple only, this particular tutorial. But we're going to give you away a link for you to actually try. So somewhere around the screen, to the left, to the right, maybe below this video, you'll find a link to this template. So click on the template and we'll show you exactly how to use it. So it's using a platform called Hendry. Awesome platform. It's an online tool, so you don't need to use any third-party software. You don't need to download anything. It's all done within the browser. And once you've clicked on the link, you might need to sign up or get your details in there to get an account. And once you've got an account, you'll face this interface, which is kind of daunting, I suppose, to start with. No, it's not really. It's very, very simple. It's a 3D interface. You can see the boxes there, and you can see the different layers. Now, these layers on the left-hand side are essentially groups, which we've grouped up as boxes. So you can turn them on and off. Here we go. We're just toggling the visibility of them here. Quite simple. You can also just delete them out if you just want one product box, for example. This is on the right-hand side. It's about the environment. If you click on any of these, then it goes into more details, but the environment. And right at the top, you can actually render it to see what it looks like once it's been exported. It's slightly different, of course, because we're actually using augmented reality as opposed to just a 3D tool. And we're actually toggling the light at the moment, just to show you that there's different lighting settings that you can have. But everything's added to this template. No real need to change any of this. Just have a play, though. You're not really going to delete anything. And if you do, you can always go back to the original template. That's no problem at all. Okay, let's just go into a couple of basic settings. By right-clicking on your mouse, you'll be able to move up and down in the scene. And left-clicking is a rotation. So you can be able to go up and down and rotate as you wish. Go all the way around if you want. So that's quite simple. Again, in augmented reality, you're just using your phone by moving in and out organically. You don't need to do any of that. But this is really just to get the scene up and running so you can start playing around with it. So in each group, you've got the front, the back, the side of the boxes, but also the text as well. And you'll see the text at the three elements at the top, the three groups at the top. And by clicking on one of those, you'll see on the right-hand side, it's changed the environment. And here is the text. So you can just start typing out what text you want on the box here. Very, very simple. New line if you wish. Just type out that. Again, you can click on the text to also change this and the bit below as well. You can change it on the left-hand side in the accordion menu, or if you're accurate enough, you can click on the actual element itself. Remember, you probably have to double click to just get into the group. At the moment, we're in the group of volume 1. We're actually now calling it book 1. But once you're into that group, then you can start editing elements within the group. And double click out away from the box, you'll be able to see them all. So we're back into the group now. And by clicking on the text, you can actually move it within the environment. Now, it's quite hard to see exactly where you are moving it if you're at a certain angle, but by moving it around, remember with the left-hand button, you'll be able to see where those buttons are actually pushing it. And just play around. You might get it wrong to start with. There is an undo button in the top left-hand corner, but as you can see, I'm just moving that text up slightly. Different arrows will pull it in different directions. So there you go. It's actually pulling it away from the box. And if I just rotate it slightly, you can see it's pulled the text away from the actual box itself. So that won't look correct when you go back and export it. So I've just put it back, and yeah, you can play around with those different settings in there as well. Okay, so once you've got into a group, you can actually select different sides of the box. And once you've found the side that you want to change the color of, just simply click on it and change the color on the right-hand side. So you can change the color of each digital box in that way. Let's just zoom into this text here. As you can see, it's got a sort of metallic feel to it. And that's been added in the material settings on the right-hand side. So if you click on the text that you're interested in, or any other object, of course, you'll see the settings on the right-hand side of that particular material, and you'll see there that it's got a material link to it. So by unlinking it, it means that if you want to edit this, you won't be affecting any other parts of the scene. It's out on its own now, it's been unlinked. So you can change the different parameters for this. You can give it a bit more roughness, which will take away that reflection. There's some metalness, I suppose, which will give it that sort of brushed look. But just play around with some of those settings until you get somewhere that you're more happy with. You might want it just to look very standard and white, for example. You can change that with just the coloring and some of those settings there. Again, you can move this object in the same way as we moved all the others. Just getting the right color there. That'll do. And you can also change the scale of it. So let's just go through a little bit of that now. So some of them, let's just move it slightly. That's good. You can bring it really far forward if you wish. And you can actually change the scale of it in different directions as well. So we'll change the scale now, and it will really depend on which one you drag. It's the little boxes. It will depend on which axis it will scale in. And there is one that is scaling for all of them. Let's just find it. Here it is. So that sort of scales it completely as a whole. So by moving it and scaling it, you can make your own product. You can also add imagery to it. That might be in a separate tutorial, but you can apply imagery to the materials to add some imagery to the boxes. But this is simple, just to get you up and running and getting your first product box out there in augmented reality. So here we have the lighting, and there's two objects that we've lit within this template. You can delete them, you can move them, play around with them. As you can see, it changes the environment light. But when we export to Safari, what it's going to do is use the camera not only to place the object in the 3D world, but it'll also use that environment to light the actual products. So those lights will be discarded, I suppose. Now, we're kind of ready to export, so click on Export in the bottom right-hand corner, and then 3D, and then you want USDZ, or USDZ, I suppose, in the UK. And click that one, and it will export this for you to try out yourselves. So once it's exported, you'll get an email from Vectory, and that will give you all the information that you need to get up and running. Okay, so here I am on my iPhone, and I've been sent this email, and just by clicking on that image, you will be able to load up the actual object that we've exported. And there it is, in a 3D sort of world. Now, it doesn't look as exciting as what we actually had in Vectory, because there's no essential lighting. It's just a 3D object, and there's no environment there. It's just a white box. But if you click on the AR button at the top, you'll be able to place it in the environment, such as this. And then you can actually change the scale and change the location of it with your fingers very, very simply. So there you go. That's augmented reality in about, what are we looking at? Under 10 minutes. And there's the digital products. So from this point, you can start to be creative on your marketing material for these. You can start recording it as we are here for marketing material in landscape as well. It's a bit jittery the way we're doing it, but I quite like that sort of feel to it, especially in augmented reality. So you can do that. You can give away the experience. You can start using it in 3D for Facebook, all kinds of different things. So we hope you've really enjoyed this quick complimentary video that goes along with our producer platform. Go and check our webinar out if you're interested in more information. in how to create portal templates. We actually have videos within augmented reality. We have heaps of other products and templates and tutorials. And we've also got a producer platform, as I said before, which enables you to become a kind of augmented reality agency and get you up to speed with how augmented reality is going to change marketing going forward from here. It's exciting what's happening, and we look forward to you being part of it. So thanks again, and goodbye.